Welcome back, folks. I know it's been a little while, but today we're back with another scan tool to take a look at. This time it's the brand new launch X431 Pro TT. This is a pretty new model. According to the Amazon website, it's only been available since late December of 23, so only been on the website a few months. Let's get into it and check it out. Of course, you got a bag full of paperwork. You've got an activation code number, a quick start guide, and a user's manual in there. And I've got some specs here I'm going to go over with here shortly. Got a piece of foam here. Got the tablet itself. So this is the new launch. And on top it's got these rubber protectors that keep the ports from getting moisture and dust and dirt inside there. Under here we've got a USB-C, and under here we've got a USB-A, full-size USB-A port, and that's it for anything around the edges. And on the back you've got a camera, no kickstand, and that's it. And we'll turn it on. We'll go into the diagnostic software. And that's what the home page of the launch software looks like. So we can go back to the home screen, and it looks just like a regular Android tablet, and there's quite a few apps on here. This particular tablet, and we can look at a few more of them here later, but this particular scan tool has a bunch of extra apps that you can use in the future with add-on modules like an amp clamp or an oscilloscope or a battery tester. All of those apps are already programmed in here, like the multimeter and the battery tester, oscilloscope. But every one of those requires an extra add-on device that connects to the tablet, whether it be via Bluetooth or via a USB cable. Those don't work standalone by themselves. That requires extra hardware to make those work. But enough about that for right now. Let's finish unboxing this quick, and then we'll continue on with the software. Up here is just a compartment that has a few things in it. On this particular scan tool, the VCI, which is the part that connects to your DLC port in the vehicle, your diagnostic data link connector, this particular one, instead of being a standalone one that just plugs into the connector, this one is on a cable. And that's fine. I've got other scan tools like that too. But my pet peeve is, if you're going to put it on the end of a cable, make the cable long enough so you can put your expensive electronics up on the dashboard of the car. If this cable isn't long enough to set this box on the dashboard, then that means this thing is going to be laying on the floor mat of the car. And up here in the Rust Belt, when we've got nothing but salty water on all these floor mats, the last place I want these electronics to be sitting in is salty water. But this cord is not quite long enough to set the VCI up on the dash. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Maybe it doesn't matter to other people, but fortunately, it's a quick fix. You can always buy an extension cable. It's not a problem. And then also on this device, there's another USB-C on here in case you need to make a connection between here and the scan tool, for whether it be for a corded connection or for updating software in this box or whatever it may be. And then the other thing in here is there's a USB-C to USB-A cable in the bag. And then there's two other adapters for the power supply, depending on what region of the world you're in, what style of wall outlet you have. And then this is the charging brick right here. And of course, plenty of silica gel for your silica gel needs. Okay, so that's it in the box. Okay, and one last thing to show you. It comes with a second box, the non-16-pin adapters inside. And inside here, there's 12. Let me open it up and I'll show you. There's 12 OBD1 connectors in here. And more silica gel in a packing list. But these are adapters to plug into OBD1 type data ports. Now, I haven't had much luck on using a modern scan tool on OBD1 vehicles, but they include the adapters with the kit, so I'm assuming it must have software to run on those old vehicles. There's 9 hard molded plastic adapters in here. There's 3 more corded style adapters in this bag, and then what else is nice is in this bag, this is pretty useful. If you needed to charge your tablet, your scan tool tablet, there's a cigarette lighter adapter to power your tablet, your scan tool, or you've got your battery clamps, and the other end will plug into your tablet. So you've got multiple ways to power the tablet so you don't run out of power. Let's get this closed up and we'll get back onto that scan tool. All right, so hopefully you guys can see the screen okay. Before I go any farther, I'm not going to read this whole list. I'll put it on the screen here, and I'll let you guys pause it and read it if you want to go over it. But this is a list of pretty much all the specs that are important on this particular scan tool. You can pause this if you want to read it. Okay, so like with most scan tools, this operates like pretty much all of them. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to. The layout, the menu layout is not quite what I'm used to. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Launch family of tools. I do like it. I think the tablet itself is very well made, and I like the clarity of the screen. The screen is very, very nice. I know a lot of guys online are really big fans of the Launch X431 platform. A lot of guys are using this on the internet. So, like I said, I don't have much experience with it, so bear with me, but we're going to go through it together here. So for intelligent diagnostics, you can just click that, and that'll just do everything. It'll start connecting, it'll read the VIN, it'll start decoding the VIN, the VCI box over here that's plugged into the DLC port. You can hear that thing clicking away, and all the indicator lights are working on it. We're going to go to Kia. That's all the information. Now we can go quick access. That'll bring us right into like a full list of all the modules that are available on this vehicle. Or we can go into diagnostic, which will start a system scan. We got a 16 pin. You can automatically search. So we'll do health report, and now it's scanning. And I will fast forward this so you guys don't have to sit through the whole thing. All right, the scan is done. It took just a few minutes. And you can see we've got a full list of all the modules in this car. Everything's normal, except there is one code, and it tells you the code right here. It says it's a P047100 exhaust pressure sensor circuit. Sensor A circuit range performance, and it's a history code. And you can click that history, and it'll open up a web browser, and it will basically do a Google search. You can see that little Google logo there. It'll basically do a Google search for that code, and any search results that pop up referencing that code you can read. But I've tried that, and I don't get much information. This car is under warranty, so it's going to go in and get it looked at, so it's not a big deal. But and plus, I'm not a Kia mechanic, so they can deal with that. But you can click the enter button here, and it'll take you right into that module. And then you can get module information. You can clear the fault code. You can get the actuation tests or special functions for anything within that module. You can read the data stream. You can read the fault code. Let's just for fun see. There it is right there. P047100. And it's a history code. You can do code search. We're going to go back, and we can look at the actuation tests. I had a guy the other day put a comment on one of my videos that he said everybody who makes scan tool videos, basically, when they show the actuation tests or the special functions, they don't actually do them. Well, okay, well, let's find something on here that we can this car doesn't need anything. I'm not working on it right now, so I don't know what I can force on or off. Maybe we'll go into the body control module and run some windows up and down later for a good example. But you can see the special functions. You can write VIN, read VIN. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of confusion. Everything you see on my screen is directly dictated by the vehicle I'm plugged into. If you plug this vehicle into a different make and model, all of these things on the screen can and will be different. So just because you see the option to write a VIN on my vehicle doesn't mean the vehicle you plug into, you're going to see that. It's 100% dependent upon the vehicle. So another thing I want to show you, though, let's go back, is the data stream. So this would be like going into live data. That's essentially what this is. It's going into live data. There's several ways you can get into the live data, but every one of these is a data PID within the engine control module. And I want to show you the live data graphing on this particular scan tool, which it's really good. I'm a fan of it. So let's go AC pressure. Let's see. We got to pick a few of these PIDs so I can show you the graphing. All right, I picked a few of these. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to see much movement in the graph, but I just wanted to show you. I picked 9. I think I picked 9 data PIDs, and I'm going to click OK. And it shows you every one of these, what the value is. And then if you click graph, every one of these is on a graph now. So every one of these is on a graph now. I picked 9 data streams, and every one of these has its own individual graph. Now, there's only 8 graphs showing. You can only show 8 at a time, but you can pick, I believe, up to 12. And so because you can only show 8 at a time, and I've got 9 selected, I'll have to deselect one of them and then select the other one. And then that'll be graphed. So if I give it a little throttle here, some of them may or may not change depending on what I've got selected. But you can see, and then you can also pick individual graphs. And it has gesture scaling, so you can pinch to zoom in and out, pinch to zoom depending on the graph resolution you'd like. And you can set a min-max. So pretty darn good live graphing on this scan tool. It is better than the current Autel and AutoFix live graphing. Those, you can't get very many data PIDs on the screen at one time. So this is really nice. So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys that. And of course you can record all this and get reports, and this scan tool pretty much does everything. This thing has anything any other modern scan tool has, and if not, better. So let's go back out of this. We'll go back to the home screen here. Of course, it gives you to let you know to grab the VCI so you don't leave it in the vehicle. We're going back out here. We're going back out. So if we go to local diagnose, this is where you have to manually select your vehicle depending on region and go into the vehicle computer that way. But going in through the auto scan is way, or the intelligent way is way easier. And we can look at the service functions. Now these are a list of all the different what we call service functions, but in reality, these scan tool manufacturers try to stack up the list of service functions to make it look like their scan tool does more and more and more stuff. And the scan tool can do all this on vehicles that allow it. That's the thing. Not every vehicle can run every one of these service functions. For like Window calibration. Well, vehicles that don't have power windows, what's that going to do? You know, you got sunroof reset. Well, this car doesn't have a sunroof. Well, how's that going to, you know, there's, like I've said in other videos, you know, like a DPF filter. Well, this car doesn't have a diesel particulate filter. It's gasoline. You know, clutch matching. Well, this car is an automatic. You know, it doesn't have a pedal clutch. So, and also, these are just shortcuts. So if you're in a vehicle that requires, you know, say brake bleeding, well, instead of picking brake bleeding here in this list of functions, if you go in through the intelligent diagnostics, or even the local, get into the computer the normal way, and then go into that's usually the ABS module, the anti-lock brake module, and that's where you'll find ABS brake bleeding. So everything you can find under here can be found under here, except everything listed under here is specific to the vehicle you're plugged into, and this is just a list of everything possible under the sun, regardless of what vehicle you're plugged into. So that there's some confusion there quite a bit. And then, of course, the scan tool has remote diagnose, so you can let someone from launch kind of remote into your scan tool and help you along with whatever problem you may be having. And there's system update here. This is where you will download and install all software updates. This scan tool is 2 years of free software updates. So, you know, scan tools get updated. And contrary to some popular belief, people who aren't familiar with scan tools, they think, oh, scan tools get updated once a year when the new makes and models come out every year. Well, scan tools actually get updates quite often. I mean, even as much as weekly. You get scan tool updates all the time. Software updates, firmware updates, you know, bug fixes. All kinds of updates are constantly coming to scan tools. And that's true with all manufacturers. Diagnostic history. This is where you get a history of everything that you've done with this vehicle. Everything you've scanned or worked on. Feedback. Here's where you can select a vehicle that you've worked on and send some feedback back to the... so if you pick this vehicle, you can pick a certain type of error and whatever. You can send feedback back to the manufacturer. ADAS. This car has some ADAS calibration features. And then down here is the mall. That's where you would buy other software for the scan tool. I don't know. I mean, this thing pretty much has, it's like over 200 vehicles worth of software in it. You know, and as I scroll through this, every one of these is a brand of vehicle that I've never heard of before. So I don't think if you're located in the United States looking at this video, none of this is really going to be relative to you. But this is also where you will, like after 2 years, if you wanted to purchase a software upgrade, this is where you would do that. So that's where that happens. Vehicle coverage. So this is a list of all the different functions and vehicles and vehicle coverage. This will give you an idea. I haven't used it much. Most other scan tool manufacturers have a feature like this on their websites that you can also get to from their scan tools. But it'll tell you what this scan tool is capable of on any particular, or on most particular makes and models. Info center. You got operation tips, diagnostic trouble code help, and technology handbook. User info. This is where it'd be like, for me, this is my account information, with my launch account. And then other modules. So you've got your toolbox, and in the toolbox is those. Well, we also found them on the main Android homepage, which I showed you when I first turned the scan tool on during the unboxing. But you can also find those apps I was talking about for those additional add-on tool modules like oscilloscope, multimeter, key programmer, current clamp, video scope. You know, this is where you would find the apps to run that add-on hardware. And then, of course, you've got Recording Master, which is screen recording. I'm using that right now. Calculator, browser, Gmail, camera, gallery, your file browser, tablet settings. Tablet settings can be found in many different locations on this tablet. You can find it by pulling this down, and there's the gear symbol there. You can find it by going to the home page right there. And that's it. There's no more. So, very complete scan tool. I can see why the guys who are familiar with launch stay with launch. I am not as familiar with it, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I could get used to this pretty easily. You can check the full specs on the product listing on the Amazon page. Also, down below, I will put a link to the PDF file for the owner's manual. So if you have any questions that I didn't cover, granted, I didn't go through everything. This is just a quick overview. But if you have any questions, you can either try emailing Launch, or you can click on that link below and pull up that PDF file for the owner's manual. And that's a pretty complete, it doesn't have everything in it, but it's a pretty complete owner's manual as far as scan tools go. Anyway, if you're in the market for a pretty high-end scan tool and you're looking for a brand that a lot of guys swear by, check out the Launch X431 Pro TT. It's really good. Be sure to check it out. That's all I have for now. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.